in to Black Ramen Podcast. The Black Ramen is delicious, baby. Yo!
Hey y'all, what's up?
Oh, what's good?
You are now tuned into the Black Ramen Podcast. I myself, Chatty Patty, aka Madam Straw Hat.
God, I turned off the names.
Oh, you turned off the names? Okay.
At some point. I don't know when.
Is it coming back on?
Yeah, there we go.
It is. There
All
it
right,
is.
this is our names.
Yeah, right here. See? Chatty Patty, aka Madam Straw Hat, aka the Celestial Freaking Dragon. And I have with me.
Hello, this is Sleepy Bri, as you can now read if you're looking at this on YouTube. Yeah, that's all I got for today.
And Spotify. Spotify has video podcasting. So hi, thanks Spotify.
What's up, people? This is Derby, aka Sexual Chocolate. I also don't have that many. I never really do. So yeah, let's get into it, I guess.
All right. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
All the AKAs.
All the AKAs. It's just, I know. I just get excited. Every time there's a mic in front of me, I feel like I'm a rapper from Brooklyn. So that's why the AKAs be coming in so strong. But I can't really rap. I don't got flows like that, but you know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be glad to hear that I gave Bri and Derby a amazing assignment to do.
Why do teachers always say that and act so proud? Oh my God.
She
I found like the best homework ever to assign these kids. They're going to love it.
I'm still going to be happy. I don't give a fuck. This was a good assignment. So I called up Bri and Derbs not too long ago, like maybe 3 days ago, and they were able to let's see what they got. Let's see what they accomplished. So this is the task. They had to pitch three animes that were mangas. One had to be shonen, the other two non-shonen. They had to pitch the anime, right? Also, it's an anime that's probably hasn't been done yet, a manga that hasn't been translated to anime form. But if they do choose an anime, a manga that was an anime, they would have to come up with a reason why their version would be better than the original. So they had three.
Season 2, right? Redo it from scratch.
I highly agree. My name is Chatty Patty, and I approve this message.
Sorry.
So they had 3 mangas to choose from: 1 shonen, 2 non-shonen. They had to also pick which studio would be able to do the manga and translate it into anime form. Not only that, their shonen titles that they pick cannot be done by Mappa or Ufotable. So now, with that being said, I'm so excited. I will let, you know what? Because you smiling so hard, Bri, Derby's going first. Derby, you get to present your first anime up for grabs.
Sure. So I'll jump in. I guess I'll be a little basic and go with my shonen first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the shonen I'm choosing is one that I'm currently reading. I'm about 35-ish chapters in, and it is called Kill Blue. So Kill Blue is kind of like a little like Case Closed, I guess, since he is becoming a child again. But also, what else would I compare it to? Not really important what I compare it to. So basically, he's a hitman, an assassin from a crime syndicate, and for whatever reason on a job, he becomes tiny. He reverts to like his middle school age, and they give him a new job while they figure this out, to basically become the bodyguard of this teenage girl who I think she's like the daughter or the granddaughter of a giant pharmaceutical company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's some side plots where people are going to be challenging him to be like her, because like he like gets the position of her boyfriend. But one of the beautiful things of this show, of this manga so far, Bri can back me up on this, at least as far as where I've read 35 chapters in, He does not want to bang the child. Oh, it is glorious. It is mentioned multiple times. He goes out of his way to avoid it. Oh, the lack of Rudius is so refreshing. Where
Okay.
at the very least, like I said, 35 chapters in, we
Okay.
are good and in the clear of him going, absolutely not. And
What's it called again?
wonderful.
Kill Blue?
Kill Blue. So basically, they make a fake relationship because of she hates men, blah, 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 whatever. And he just finds it kind of convenient to be able to be her bodyguard if he's kind of in closer proximity. But there are a bunch of teenage hitman assassins that are being sent after her and him all at the same time. So shenanigans ensue. Now, the studio I want for this would be White Fox. So they're the studio behind both ReZero, Jormungand, but the main reason I chose them is for Jormungand and a little bit Steins Gate. And I also think they worked on Katana Gatari. And actually, Katana Gatari is the main reason. And just the action sequences from Katana Gatari, I think will work really well here. And also because they have to use different fighting styles. So a bit of a spoiler in Katana Gatari, they use a bunch of different weapons. So there's martial arts, just hand-to-hand combat, there's swords, and I think at some point there's guns, which they also call swords. But because of that, I think it'll work real well, because a lot of the different fighting styles of these characters will need different talents. So that's my main reason for Kill Blue and White Fox Studio.
Okay. All right, hold on. All right, so we got Derby Shonen. Now,
Daddy
Bri.
is writing down, this is the real reason she gave this homework.
Well, listen, at the end of all this, we have to. Well, I'll let the audience decide, but overall, towards the end, I will decide which anime out of the two would sound great. We'll get the pass. We'll win. So I'm the judge. So that's another one that makes it great. So we got Derby Shonen. So now Bri's Shonen.
Yeah, so just when I got this assignment, your specific words were to make it a pitch to a studio.
Yes.
Now, Derby had a good little book report there, but it needs a little more flair. All you had to say was Detective Conan, but a middle-aged divorce assassin. Pop! Doesn't that just jump at you?
Sure.
Like, take some notes for everyone, but make it quippy. So I'm going to start my first shonen by directly addressing you at the studio. I would like to talk to you, Science Saru, because I want you for this anime. Now, I gotta admit, anime fans, we're a little basic. What do we never ever get enough of, no matter how many we've seen? A basic-ass battle shonen. And boy, do I have a basic-ass battle shonen for you. Now, you might be thinking Shonen Jump, but this is where I do start to spice things up a little bit. Instead, we're skipping Jump. We're going over to Kodansha. So what I got here is a little sprinkle of revenge and a damn cool original power system, vaguely reminiscent in art style to, say, Soul Eater. So thinking that kind of weird, wacky proximity. And hence, that's why I want to go Science Saru. Science Saru, in case you don't know this, is responsible for Dan Da Dan this season. They did things like Devilman Crybaby. They did things like Eizouken, which none of them look anything alike, and that's what I love, because Science Saru is a master at preserving the original art style while really doing fun stuff with the animation. So in this one, I haven't even given the name yet. You ready? This one is called Gachiakuta, which you won't remember and I can hardly pronounce. It's the biggest weakness of this series, I do admit. Damn hard to say. I don't know what it means.
Wait. Before we go forward, I have to spell it. Spell it for me. Okay.
I don't think she's going to be able to read
I
that.
can't see that. I can't see that.
You can't see that? My camera's dirty. G-A. C-H-I.
Found it.
Found it?
Yeah.
Gachiakuta. So,
Ooh.
in brief, what this is about, you got a kid from the slums who's framed for the murder of his adopted father and sentenced to execution. But now we also got some damn cool world building. Because execution in this world means getting kicked off of the floating landmass into the sky, into the garbage heap of the world below. But I love this main character because he has a soft spot for random objects and junks that other people throw away. Which brings us into the power system of this world.
This is Battle Angel Alita.
Yeah, a little bit. Go, hold on. Slow your horses.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where it starts. But power system, remember, what makes a great basic shonen anime is having a unique, amazing power system that you can really build off of and to show around to other characters. Mm-hmm. So with this power system, the more love you show to an object, so love, care, tending to it, sewing up the holes and like really maintaining it after years and years and years, it develops a kind of spirit of its own, not fully conscious, but it does allow you to tap into the power of your beloved object, turning it into a super strong weapon that you can use to fight others.
Okay.
So imagine all the objects, the super cool fighting styles you can bring into this. Plus, again, this one has an amazing, amazing art style that I want to see preserved with Science Saru. So the main plot line is he has been kicked from the floating landmass above into the garbage heaps below, and his goal is to deal with all the crazy powers, all the crazy people down below in order to find a way back up top for revenge. And who doesn't love a damn good revenge story?
Wow, you're going to be disappointed.
You don't love a damn good revenge story?
No. Remember I told you you couldn't use Ufotable, you couldn't use Mappa.
I think Ufotable.
Didn't I put Bones in there too?
This is Science Saru.
All right, but here's the problem.
Oh, now you're not counting Science Saru?
No. Here's the problem. Here's what's the dilemma. This manga is already picked up. It's supposed to be aired 2025, and Bones got it.
You got a Bones. I'm satisfied with it.
One question for you. Mm-hmm. What do you think that Science Saru is going to do it better than Bones? And if so, why?
I have confidence because, as I said right at the start of this, why I want Science Saru. Things like Azoken, Devilman Crybaby, Dandadan. I'm pretty sure they also had done the Scott Pilgrim that came out on Netflix. And mm-hmm. they're just so good at preserving the art style of the source material. Like, okay. I think in last episode, if you've been listening to Black Ron Podcast, thank you, always tune into us. Either one episode or two ago, we were pissed at the Notorious Talker anime for the way it butchered the manga source material. And specifically in terms of art style, how much it just took away and how it made this plain generic show.
Okay.
I put all my faith in Science Saru that they won't do that. They'll look at this and say, you know what? All right, let's go. Let's bring out every bit of crazy balls to the wall animation, the wildness, the creepiness of some of these scenes, these giant garbage heap monsters. Okay. That's why they've got my vote.
All right. That's a good shonen. All right, so now
look at it right there. Gachiakuta.
Yeah.
2025.
Oh, I'm sad. I can't talk about Bones. Bones is good. They would deserve it too.
Yeah, I think so. And then they also have a teaser. We'll look at that later. Derbs, don't play it. I see it in your glasses.
Huh?
You're playing it.
Don't look at me. You concentrate on what you're doing, madam.
I saw it moving. I was like, I see it through the glasses. Okay.
Don't you judge me. I'm doing what I do. All right.
I see. Okay. So we both have Derby shonen, Bri shonen. So now back to Derby. You're non-shonen. Wait, you know what? Before we go there, I think I'll make my decision on which shonen I would prefer to see pitched based on what you guys produced. It was good. Both of them were good. I had an opportunity to look at both titles online, but I'm sorry, Bri really nailed it out the park.
If you're wondering, Bri stole this from me as well.
The way we had Patty on the phone, the second she said what she wanted us to do,
Oh, they already
He
went to
might have
work.
thought it, but I said it out loud. I did.
Yeah,
did what I
it's
said.
literally a Dibs situation. So I am not mad at you for that choice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. The reason Bri won what is it called? Godacha?
Gachiakuta.
Gachiatu. Yeah, that.
Right? It's a problem.
Gachiatuta.
I practiced that.
Oh god. The reason I think that this would be well received because of not just the title, but the studio that you picked and the reasoning behind why the studio picked, like why the studio should do this. I am a sucker for making sure that the director does justice to the story, and the fact that you said they'll keep the original story and also execute it well by not skipping any steps and just doing overall like a great and this is in their element because they've done similar stories particular to this because they're so great at world building. So, which is true because the other titles that you mentioned that this studio has done, yes, the world building is crazy. Now, yeah, I really think this would be great. There's nothing wrong with you. Kill Blue sound great. And the fact that you mentioned that White Fox would be great at executing the fighting styles was amazing because you said there were different fighting styles for each particular character. But, you know, after the fighting is done, what I'm concerned about is, will I still be interested? Because you're not going to fight every fucking episode. You know, will your world building still grab me after the ass whooping is done? And I'm not saying that this is a bad story. I'm just saying, like, will this be executed well? The way Bri pitched it overall was great. You were great too, brother. But she knew what I like. So that's why that's why you and it's a shame too, because you know what I like too. But she overall said, listen, the world building is gonna be crazy because these niggas did it before. And that's what had me. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Bri on this one. So with Bri winning the shonen, Bri can start off with her non-shonen title.
Okay. So now this is where I do start to get a bit on shaky ground. I admit I am stretching the boundaries of this assignment a little, so I'm going to have to let, you know, my flair carry me over.
Okay.
So you may not...
She's about to bullshit.
Hold on. No, I'm saving my real big dump for the end. So for this one, I stole this from Derby's shelf. The Boxer. Now, it's not a shonen. It's a Korean webcomic, not a manga.
And also technically a sports anime, which
yes, it is.
You know I'm a sucker for sports anime. So again, going straight to the quip.
Okay.
The Boxer feels like Hajime no Ippo crossed with One Punch Man, but coming from the perspective of the villain. Not just the villain. This is the big bad wolf, the boogeyman hiding in the shadows. This main character, his eyes are dead. He ain't got no friends. He never had a friend. He takes no joy in the victory and the defeat of his opponent. He is the Boxer. He is a monster. And as soon as you step into the ring, you better cry, pray, and make sure you have all your affairs in order and your will has been signed. Mm-hmm. And it is good. It is good watching this type of super strong main character just demolish his opponents. And we've seen a lot of, type of OP protagonists. But what makes this one so different is that the story itself doesn't spend a lot of time getting real in depth in his development, his psyche. Instead, it looks from the perspective of his victims, opponents, but honestly victims sometimes. Every arc, we go in depth into that backstory. We start off saying, this asshole hating them, but then we feel for him. We start to believe in them. We start to cheer. And every single time we think maybe this will be the one to defeat the Boxer in the ring. And every single time, bam, One Punch Man. Shot down, destroyed. But again, the way it's done is so wonderfully written. In each arc, we start to get our hopes up again. It's not even a spoiler because you would not be able to avoid feeling the same way. You start to love these people, appreciate these people. And then comes the real main character, the boxer, stepping into the ring again. It is absolutely marvelous. It is fantastic. It's got a little bit of psychological. When people get hit, you feel the hit. I am so excited. And I know, again, this one has technically been picked up by a studio, but the studio I want to do this is Madhouse. Why? Because as I said...
Whoa. What studio has picked up this? I don't see anything.
Yeah, Derby, I need you to search that while I finish this. I'm pretty sure I had rumors that it was going to be getting an anime.
Yeah, it might
at
still
some
be
point.
Rumors.
Oh, maybe it's still rumors. Okay, then I'm good. I'm in the clear. But I would like Madhouse to pick this up. Why? Like I said, it's a little bit Hajime no Ippo, and Madhouse did Ippo. They know how to do boxing. They know how to get that soundtrack right so you feel hyped, to get into the side characters and balance characters, audience reaction with action in the scene. Madhouse also did Frieren, they did Hellsing, but they also did some hit movies like Perfect Blue and Paprika by the director Satoshi Kon. So you know that stuff, it gets in your head. It gets a little bit weird. It gets a little bit psychological, and it shows people going fucking insane. And that's what happens just a little bit in the boxer, because the second they step foot in the ring, it's not just a sport. It's a psychological mind game where they see their death flash before their eyes. So that is my technically first non-shonen, but a little bit shonen-y pick.
That was good. Okay. Ooh, Derbs. All right.
I know, right?
I know.
I got an A in English.
I see.
Nailed my presentations.
I slept through English, as we're all about to learn throughout this episode, and learn very clearly why I always say in my interviews, my biggest weakness is sales.
Oh my God.
Can't sell shit. All right, well, let's go into some sadness.
Okay, all right.
All right. So my pick is one that will have you weeping every week, either through absolute carnage, because why, oh, why are people that mean? Or, you know, wonderful, heartwarming, the world is a great place once again. And I chose A Man and His Cat. 2 reasons. One, I loved My Roommate is a Cat. I think the whole show has. We've talked about it multiple times.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit like that. But also, imagine Your Lie in April, but the characters were adults and also married. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Your Lie in April, chick dies. So we pick up with our show, with the widower, one of, honestly, objectively, one of the hottest old dudes we've ever seen in our lives.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. And he goes to a store, sees a cat that everyone has passed over, that most people at a glance would just say that is an ugly fucking cat. He looks at that cat, goes, I like this cat. Walks in, buys the cat immediately, walks to the store, walks to the pet shop, and buys everything he needs for the cat, and the story goes from there. And, you know, when we first start off, it feels like it's going nowhere. You know, it's one of those, okay, it's going to be a happy-go-lucky, fluffy story. He has a cat, and then the manga just starts to hit, and then hit, and then just stab you in your heart, and then just start twisting the knife inch by inch by inch. Every few chapters you meet a new character, and it just goes, oh, you thought we could only make you sad with these people? Nope. It just goes again and again, and then every once in a while, after it brings you as low as possible as you possibly go, it goes, but remember, this is actually a happy show. It's actually about recovery. You just go on that climb with them, just getting over this bit of trauma, and you think, why I bring up the whole My Roommate is a Cat, you think we're only talking about our main character's trauma? Nah, the cat's a main character too.
Oh yeah.
Get over the cat's trauma of not getting picked all the time. You know, just watching their family be pulled apart when they were, you know, in their litter. and you go from, and it keeps going, and obviously as well, it turns out he was a pianist, hence the Your Lie in April twist. So part of his trauma is getting to play again, and obviously there's going to be some wonderful musical numbers. So the studio I would be pitching this to is called Platinum Vision. So this is a studio that worked on one of my favorite shows. Like if you go on my TikTok, even though it says sexual chocolate as my tagline, the picture is from Kono Oto. Now this is a show where it's basically about these teenagers. They're going to school, they're part of the Koto Club, but they do have some traumatic backstories. So like one of our main characters is just trying to show his dead grandfather who loved this instrument, and he's just trying to learn it to be a little closer to him. We have one of the main chick characters who's a phenom at this instrument, but because of her phenomenal talent, she's like pushed away her mom. I do not want to spoil it because I highly recommend anyone watch it. It has some great, phenomenal musical numbers, and I think A Man and His Cat would benefit from Platinum Vision's team, who was able to get all that music together, as well as the art that music will require to bring out all of those wonderful teary feelings of recovery. And yeah, that's my show, A Man and His Cat.
Going for tears? Right. Oh.
Wow. Okay. I have to interject. I have one question for Derby.
Sure.
Now, would you categorize this more as a musical anime, or would you want it to stay slice of lifey without?
So it's funny. In the manga, you know how sometimes they have afterwards, and I think like volume 5 or 6, the mangakas ask, "Hey, is this a slice of life or a music anime?" And she answers, "Why not both?" That's my answer as well.
We've got a tough decision.
Man, okay. For this second part of non-shonen list of mangas, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go with Derbs. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm on the
board.
I would have to go with Derbs. I would have to go A Man and His Cat.
And if y'all think I was lying about how hot the dude is, I'm sorry. Like,
no, he's hot. I've never seen a man so good in a suit in a long time. He is zaddy. He gave zaddy vibes. But the reason I feel like this would be such a great story is because a lot of us do sleep on musicals. I don't feel like musical animes get enough push.
No, they do not. Damn it.
Especially for the effort involved in them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, to just think, every bit of music as an entire orchestra they brought together for that show.
And it's just, I can just hear the instrument. Like I read a couple of chapters of this manga, and to know that there were instruments involved. This guy used to be a musician. That's crazy. So I know that a lot of feelings are going to be involved, because at some point we do have to dissect the cat and why he feels rejection is just normal. Because because this is how you get introduced to the cat. And then for the guy, his particular reason of why he found the cat so adorable and was like, I want this cat. And their relationship is so different, because here's this guy trying to show this cat so much love. And the cat is like, this guy's bonkers because I'm not cute. I'm fat. I'm this. I mean, everybody got picked up off the pet store, not me. It's just a whole dynamic. Not to say that the boxer doesn't give you a lot of feels when it comes to the different opponents that come into the ring. You get a backstory about everybody. You get fighters that are great. You get fighters who just knew how to just put in the work but don't have any talent. I didn't know that was a typical thing, but reading this, you understand how somebody is hungry and want it so bad that they train every single day but still lack talent, but they persevere because of the fact that they want it so much. So I do love both stories, but Derby's pitch, the fact that it's the fact that it will be both, the fact that it's a tearjerker, the fact that we're just gonna get some beautiful keys at the end of this, and a whole soundtrack. I'm sorry, Derby got me on this one. I would definitely like to see Platinum Vision do A Man and His Cat. So Derby won this one. This was a tough call, but yeah, and the answer, why can't it be? just nailed it. Just nailed it. So Derby got this one. So now this is the final. This will be the tiebreaker, right? So now we have another title. This will be the tiebreaker. So now this will be the final titles that you guys will pick. Whoever gets this wins the whole kit and caboodle. So since Derby won, Derby, what is your next title? A non-shonen title.
All right. Well, fuck. So I didn't know there would be winners and losers, so I really just chose things I wanted to say.
Oh no, I want y'all against each other. This is a treat. I want y'all against each other. Y'all gonna fight. Duel. Now let me stop.
It seems you have forgotten who you're messing with. I don't really fight. All right. So we have said on this show many times how much we enjoyed interspecies reviewers. And it's a little bit why I left when Funimation got bought by Crunchyroll. It's because they punked out when they had interspecies reviewers. They made me have to go to Pornhub like a savage. All right?
Like you didn't have an account.
Hey! That's neither here nor there. That's not important.
Understood.
So my choice is the only sensible option if you ever did get isekai'd is not to adventure. Bri complains about this constantly. Why are you risking your life for this kingdom? You don't know these people. Get yourself a regular day job and move, and just enjoy as much of life as possible. Now, a few shows have done it. You know, I think Killing Slimes for 300 years, she's just chilling. You know, I think some people just become apothecaries. That's cool. Now, my title is called Might As Well Cheat. So our boy gets the cheat ability in this world to make potions from levels, I believe it's like E through S or something. It does not matter. What he does is he realizes he could just bottle this stuff and make a fucking killing. And instead of making a killing and, you know, putting a target on his back, he does, no. I'll just make the bare minimum that will give me just enough. And what he uses his proceeds for is to visit the many, many brothels in this world. Hence the interspecies reviewers twist. So it's obvious I would only pitch this to the same studio. And that is Studio Passion. Because they have La Passion. So one of the fun things about this is it's always just horny. Like, it's right on the edge of hentai. Because a fun thing that they do is when they show the sex scenes, they switch it to like an RPG type fight. So it's like, oh, instead of, you know, him actually banging, it just shows, all right, we're going through this dungeon. We're almost there. And it's really just him showing, like, it's them showing, oh, he's trying to reach her spot. You know, just find the exact spot that's going to make her come. And, oh, they slayed the dragon. It's glorious. All right. I highly recommend it. I think on the English releases is up to, like, volume 8. Please continue to buy it if you haven't been. But yeah, that is my main pitch. So, honestly, it doesn't really get any deeper than that. He sells potions. He sells the potions. Oh, he makes potions, he sells the potions, and then he goes to brothels and makes a name for himself. Conquering brothels. Yes, you can kind of conquer the brothels.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Didn't know we had to win.
No, I like this. Okay. You said Studio Passion.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Or Passy One. I'm not sure how they spell.
Passy One. All right. But one question before we go to Bri.
Sure.
I need you to elaborate a little more. Why would you pick Studio Passion?
Honestly, mainly because they did a good job with interspecies. It's that simple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If
All
we're
right.
going horny, but not all the way hentai, I'm gonna go with someone who has a proven track record. Even if it's only the one show. Like they have other shows and they have looked great. I think they have Ishura, which came out and is getting a season 2, and that looked really good. I didn't much care for the story, but that's not on the studio's fault, right? But the action scenes looked good, so yeah.
Okay. All right. That's okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Bri, what is your title, your non-shonen title that you would want to pitch to?
I'll just put it out there that non-shonen, I took that as non-battle shonen, non-shonen jump. So this one might technically be a shonen, but I've got another sport for you.
Wow.
With this one, we're going to dance. This is
the show that could never be made?
Hold up. That's why I got this pitch, because I'm about to make the impossible possible. First, let me just lay out the premise of One Dance. You've got a high schooler. He's tall. He's attractive. Not very outgoing. He gets along well enough with his peers. He's not a loser. He's doing all right. But he's always had trouble expressing himself.
Wait, what's it called again? One Dance?
One Dance.
One Dance. Spelled W-A-N dance.
Like Wanda and Dance put together.
The girl on the cover's name is Wanda. So helped Wanda dance. And so he always had a bit of trouble expressing himself until one day he comes across one of his classmates, Wanda, dancing. And she is just shredding it freestyle. So that inspires him to, you know what? I want to be able to move like she does. I want that freedom, that kind of expression. I want to try dance out myself. So he joins his school's dance team. Right now, you might be thinking, okay, we kind of saw this. Dance Dance Dancer came out a few seasons ago. It was good. It looked cool. But this is not ballet. It is straight up hip hop. It's beats, breakdancing, freestyle, all of the flair and pop. And it's just so cool because the visual style of this one is gorgeous. It's still pictures in every frame, but you can see and feel the movement. The artist has a way of drawing it that you can see the dances coming to life right in front of you, and it is absolutely exquisite. So over the course of this manga, he learns more and more how to dance. He really gets in his groove, and he finds a way of expressing himself through just this incredible hip-hop dance. So I wanted a studio that can capture that, and as Derby said, we have joked in the past that this is a manga that could never get picked up. Why? Because every single chapter, it specifically names a song and an artist. It doesn't just say hip-hop music. It says, okay, this is Bruno Mars. This time, they're going Michael Jackson Thriller. This time, it's this high-profile artist, this well-known song. It's this beat, that person. And, you know, anime studios don't got it like that. Hence, I'm taking your assignment, and I'm breaking the rules a little bit. What is anime if not just animation? So you, who I am pitching it to, is not an anime studio. I'm pitching it straight to Sony Pictures. The animation studio who did, say, Over the Moon, Into the Spider-Verse. A few years ago, you might remember this movie on Netflix called, an upcoming movie they have called K-Pop Demon Hunter. But I didn't mention the animated movie Over the Moon, because it had this great dance scene that went viral for a few weeks and inspired a lot of people online to do the learn how to dance trends, dance tutorials. Their animation studio could handle this, not to mention their budget is stupid. Plus, Sony Pictures is the second largest music publisher in America, possibly the world, but for now I'm just going to say in America because I need to double check that. So what does this music publisher have? Rights to a shit ton of music. So they have the team, the skill, and the money to bring together this amazing, incredible hip-hop art style in anime and really, really put it to music, put it to song. I dare anyone to complain about any more making the characters look black, making it look this, when half the songs in there are written by Black people, called out by name to give their applause and credits. And I want that. and damn, it would look cool, whether it's a movie or a series. I know I broke the rules a little bit. I'm willing to understand if that means disqualification, but I wanted in this assignment to say, what do I want to see on screen and how can I make that happen? Sony is how I make it happen.
Okay. All right. That was good. That was good. That was great, actually. Here's the problem.
Can't happen.
Yeah. I gotta agree with Derbs. The thing is, I do feel like because I saw this title before. Derby told me about this a couple of times way back when.
That's what I do.
Realistically speaking, would Sony ever take the time to look at something like this? Even though they know that they would execute this well, this would be the biggest thing. No, maybe 10 years from now, 20 years from now, maybe they would consider scratch their head and be like, let's take a look at this. Maybe.
It's like one of those like shorts.
Yes.
Like they put in front of like the actual movie that they are trying to make.
Yeah, I see that happening.
We might be too soon, but don't say never yet. Like I said, they have an upcoming 2025 release of a show called K-Pop Demon Hunter. Animated, I think it's going to be a feature that does this kind of thing. We have a huge upsurge in animation studios here in the US as well that start to pick up different kinds of IPs, like Arcane's success on Netflix. Mm-hmm. You have actually Netflix picking up quite a few anime in conjunction with animation studios. So several Netflix originals might collab. So it's not impossible. It's soon. And this one is not going to be the top of their list. But I'm not going by possible. I'm going by what do I want to see? What would make an absolutely incredible series? And this would.
This would, but I feel like you're...
I mean, it is a step up, but anime.
Is a step up, but that's like... We would never see it. I know, like it's the pitch is great. For it to be executed, it would have to be Sony. I totally agree with you with that.
It would have to.
And the fact that
Sony or Disney. I think Sony would be more likely.
Yeah, you did break the rule because it had to be like...
I did break the rule. I knowingly did, but I had to just throw this one in. Like I said, I accept my DQ.
Nah, it was a good
one. How cool would it be?
No,
how
it would be
much
phenomenal.
Would you want
it would be
to
phenomenal.
See this?
It would be phenomenal. I would, you know what? I would have took this if you would have said Sony/Mappa. If you would
Mappa was off the table.
No, Mappa was off the table. Shonens.
No, for shonens.
I thought Mappa was off the table for everyone.
Nah, just shonen.
Actually, I don't know if I would want Mappa to have this anyway. Dance Dance Dancer did all right, but it's smooth, and I don't think
I mean, we would have Mappa.
No.
Personally, I would just have Mappa just do the artwork, the illustration, because that first scene from Dance 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 is breathtaking. And then I would just have Sony just come in and just say, hey, we got the rights to this, use it. But the fact that you just went full on Sony, that also gives me a question that they probably won't translate it well to anime format. They probably would take it and do like a Pixar.
I didn't even need to stay anime. I didn't even need to stay anime format. I'd be okay if they could translate it to almost like a Spider-Verse format. Because look at how well they translated and adopted, incorporating and nodding to the comic.
You going past the rules.
I'm not even staying within the bounds of anime. It's coming from a manga, but I'm not making an anime.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm breaking the rules.
You breaking the rules, Derby. You win.
Left and right. No, I accepted that. I accepted my DQ.
I'm gonna tell you why, Derby.
Might as well cheat for the win.
The reason that Derby won, aside from the fact that you cheated. The reason I'm going with Derbs because I love this title. I love the fact that when they are doing the characters, it turns into an RPG. That's perfect. That's funny. That's hilarious. I would love to see it. The fact when they they become into a RPG type scene, so you don't really see much. So that's like, that looks like it's really gonna do well. I would love to see it. And Studio Passion, I'm not gonna hold you like. Interspecies Reviewers was good. And I love the ratio and the circumference and the titty sweat. I love that. They pay attention to detail. So I have some, like when I tell you to pick studios and then you tell me the studio and their previous works, that helps a lot because then I get an idea of how this would look when you pitch. Bri, you was all over the place. You made it seem like you had billions of, like you had Elon Musk money that you was like, all right, this is what I want. This is what's going to happen. I also want you guys to be realistic as well. Like I want you to do a pitch that I know that if you was to go to set studio, they'll be like, all right, we could take this in 2025 spring. We could do this winter 2025.
Realistic was not part of the criteria you laid out.
And Sony wasn't an anime studio that I wanted you to pick either.
I know. I broke several rules, but I didn't break that one.
God damn, woman. Like, oh my gosh. But
I want it to be an anime so bad, and this is the only way.
No, it deserves to be an anime.
It's the only way, yeah.
No, it deserves to be an anime.
At least I want to see it animated, I should say. I don't need it necessarily as an anime, but I want to see it animated because it deserves it.
Nah, it does. Because the way Derby described it, how this would be killer if they had the rights to the music. Like, this would be amazing. I know it would.
But they don't.
but they don't. And
that's why I went with the ones who do.
I know. And the artwork looks good.
Exquisite.
It looks real good.
So if they could do what they did to Spider-Verse, to Wand Dance, I'd be thrilled.
Oh.
If you go onto like my anime list, there's 9 reviews on here. All of them were positive.
Yeah. But
All of
as
them.
far as like, yeah, with what they did with Spider-Verse, like that is something that's like a 5-year project that they know will make them $1 billion. Like,
see,
One Dance ain't doing that.
Nah, it's not. Listen, and you know what's so great? Like, I'm looking at the first review. You could hear the pause because he's like, "Where to begin?" Like that's what they wrote.
For One Dance?
Yes. Where to begin? To watch us dance is to hear our hearts speak.
Dang.
That's a quote they wrote. And I have to shout you out. Height, thank you. That review was amazing. Height put this review June 25th, 2020. You would have got it. You would have fucking got it if you would have stayed.
You chose a real studio.
If you would have just chose, like,
not necessarily. Let me tell you.
And she's still defending it.
Hold on. Did you know that Shrek was a picture book for children? In the children's section, it's just a picture book about an ogre living in the swamp. I don't even know if Donkey was a character, but do you know what happened? Mm-hmm. The acquisitions team at DreamWorks was looking around for materials. Someone brought this and they said, what the hell? Let's roll with it. And look at what happened to Shrek. Is there a person in America who doesn't know Shrek? Well, what about Boss Baby? A children's picture book. These big studios, yeah, they might be looking for some, big budget stuff. They might be looking at Spider-Man has Marvel, sure, but they have acquisitions teams searching. And when someone says, bring me a project, you don't know what they'll decide to pick up and say, you know what? What the hell? Yeah, I can do something with this. Bring it over.
But this is
again, we get into the problem of the rights to the music.
Yeah.
It would be possible if, yes, they don't use the current huge names. They don't use Michael Jackson songs. But what if they have some new artists to promote and they use their music inside? See,
that's a problem because I feel like what sells is because of the fact they're using the music that they use in the manga. That you could hear it and you like, oh yeah.
I'm putting that more to the the artist skill. Like for example, if you've watched the current season of Arcane, how many times did you hear a few beats and you downloaded that song?
First things first.
How many times you listen to an anime opening and then you say, who is this? Would we even know Creepy Nuts if it wasn't for Mashal and Dandadan?
Well, to be honest with you,
I guess they could just use different songs.
They started. I'm talking about us specifically. Had you heard of Creepy Nuts?
Yeah, Spy Family. Yeah, Spy Family.
And Spy Family.
Yeah,
that's still an anime.
Yeah.
So the power of animation to promote music.
I just feel like at this time right now, Sony would not look at this because of the fact that even though anime is mainstream, like you really have to put in.
It's not there yet. But the only way to get there is to send in our pitches. Is to look into it. You know what?
It sounds sound like she about to tape it and just send it to Sony
She
tonight.
does sound like that.
Yeah. All right, Sony, let me tell you what you want.
Yes, what you want, what you need.
No, yeah, exactly. What
What
you
you
need.
want, what you need. I got
You've been
you.
looking
I
into
got you.
diversification, right?
But my biggest issue is I kind of still want it to be in anime form. And we don't know if Sony's going to keep it like that because they would want a broader audience. They wouldn't, believe it or not.
I wouldn't mind if it wasn't looking like how Spider-Verse did. Spider-Verse doesn't necessarily look like a comic. But dude, I need this to specifically.
But this is one of the reasons why we love anime. This is one of the reasons why we love anime.
And actually, what does an anime form even mean? You have Girls Band Cry that just came out in CG. You have 2D stuff. You have things that look flat. You have things that look cartoony.
It still had that
art style. You can't tell me Girls Band Cry looks anything like, for example,
that Japanese art style.
Kill a Kill.
No,
there's a lot of art styles within anime.
Yeah, but that
you got Panty and Stocking looking like Powerpuff Girls, and yet that's still anime.
But you listen. The thing is, you know what I'm talking about. You just being difficult.
No, you don't want to be difficult.
She does. You know what I'm
not
talking
that
about.
strong a defined anime art style.
There's certain you would know what I'm talking about.
Guys.
Do I have to say a title? Do I have to say a title? I would like it if it looked like more so like anything that Mappa produced. Anything that Bones produced in that specific art style. That's what I would like. Yeah.
But if you look within Mappa and Bones' stuff, there are so many different anime.
They are, but I'm precise with just one. With two, actually.
Those are studios, but not two anime.
Yes, two animes.
What two anime specifically do you want these others to look like? And why should all anime look like those two specific shows?
They shouldn't. I just want this one to. I just want this one too. That's all. I wouldn't mind the animation style because the animation style we're talking like not animation style. Yeah, the animation style. The artwork per se, I kind of want it to be similar to what we see in the manga, but the animation style, I wouldn't mind it being CGI if that's what they need. But the beauty of it is having the right recipe, the right amount of CGI and the right amount of animation just to execute this because I want to see the moves. I want to see the bounce. I want to see all that. And then sometimes the CGI doesn't transition well, doesn't take that well.
I agree. And you've seen in my other two picks how much the art style and preserving it matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they butcher it necessarily. I've seen it get butchered within anime. Notorious Stalker, butchered. It's still an anime, but it's shit and I wish they didn't touch it.
You're right, but I don't think Sony would pay attention to something. Me personally, I don't think they would take the time.
Spider-Verse gave me a lot of hope. Yeah, again, that's a big Marvel level budget.
Yeah. They would put their foot in there anyway because
they could.
The Marvel name.
Will they? I can't say, but can they? Is what we're looking at here.
Damn.
And with that, I think we're drawn to a close. I accept my loss again.
Derby.
I accepted my disqualification before I started.
She can't take the fact that she lost. You lost, all right? Derby won. I like this title. I think that Studio Passion will take it. I'm very interested in how they make it more. I think by them making it an RPG type format when they do get intimate, that's hilarious. I love that. And this looks like it would nail it. Not to say that Wanda wouldn't nail it. It's just that I could see this being done first. And you broke the rules. So you lose. So the winner of this challenge is Derby.
I want to thank my mama, my pops, step pops.
You know what, Darius? I didn't think you was gonna win, to be honest.
Neither did I.
I didn't think he was gonna win because Bri came out with names before we even hit record the other night when we was talking. I was like,
I gave my third one. I didn't even know we was here to win. Here's what I want to see.
Nah, but this is great. This is awesome. I hope you guys found this to be interesting because I did. Again, don't be afraid to watch us on YouTube and on Spotify. I would have the titles printed up of the animes of the mangas that these beautiful people pick, so you could be in the loop and try them out yourself. These are great titles. I have them on my list as well. I read a couple of them myself, so you definitely want to give these titles a try. And Any final words?
Watch Orb this season. It's damn good.
We have not yet talked about Orb. Ladies and gentlemen, if you not watch Orb on Netflix, it is damn scary. It is good. It is good. It's good. You will never look at church the same way again. I'm telling you. It's good. It's good.
Or exactly the same, depending where you are.
Depending
in
where
your
you are.
life journey.
Yes. It's very good. This is great writing. This is great animation. This was good. Orb was good. The OP is fire. I like the OP. The OP is very subtle. So yeah, this I think Bri mentioned that Orb is like either Bri or Derbs. One of y'all was like it's a little. No, it was Derbs. You said it was a mixture of Vinland Saga and what else? Well, yeah,
I say awesome things all the time. Can't remember.
Maybe Dr. Stone?
Yes. I would say that a mixture of Vinland Saga and Dr. Stone. Very good, Bri. Very good. I like that.
I gotta win something tonight.
But yeah, definitely give it a try.
There's no prize. You're fine. You'll be okay.
This is why it's the worst when he wins things. Also, when he loses, it's painful.
You know what? That's your fault. Because if you would have did what you were supposed to do and stay within the rules,
I know.
You would have won.
Project I believed in.
All right. I think we're done here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to Black Ramen. Peace.